Throughout the entire week and in the chat, there's been lots of questions about repetition, why it's important, and a little bit of resistance towards repetition. So can you talk about why it's important and maybe disarm some of the resistance towards it?
What we're really fighting is the paradigm. The paradigm is nothing but a group of ideas that have been fixed in the subconscious mind genetically and environmentally before you even had the chance to think. When we want to change that, because that controls our behavior, it controls what we attract, and it controls the results. This was planted through repetition. If we want to change it, we've got to get an idea, and it's through repetition over and over and over and over and over. Pretty soon, this takes over, and you're going to find that this starts to change. And this takes over. What you're doing is changing the paradigm, and there's only two ways to change it. One is through constant spaced repetition, and the other is through an emotional impact. It's highly unlikely that's going to happen. It's repetition. Anybody will tell you that.
How do I control my emotions, especially if they are triggered by injustice?
Well, you see, the injustice, you permit that injustice to go to your subconscious mind. Now, this is really important. Here you are here. There's negative and positive. Somebody sends a very negative idea, and it may be very insulting about you. Now, you can take and put that in your subconscious mind, and if you do, you lose. But you put it in there. They didn't put it in there. They put it in your conscious mind. You put it in your subconscious. And what we want to do is stop and think. What do we want to do? They'll say, I don't care if you think that. I don't think it at all. I'm a very nice person. I'm a good person. I do good work. And they just reject that. And they won't keep it. And pretty soon it's gone. And they don't have anything to do with it. Now that's what you can do. You've got to reject the injustice. You don't accept it. Because it has no foundation outside of what you give to it.
How do you get past the terror barrier when you are stuck in fear?
You just got to face the thing you fear. It's not an easy thing to do sometimes. You got to face the thing you fear, and fear will leave you. Listen, fear is an illusion. It is an illusion. I've got to the point now where if the terror barrier is not there, I don't want to have anything to do with it because I know I'm not growing. If the terror barrier is there because you're going ahead. And if you're going the other way, there's no terror barrier because you're going into experienced land where you've already been there. You've navigated all this area. You know what's going on. It's when you go up here, you don't know what's going on. That should excite you. Get the terror barrier to change and turn into something that it enthuses you. You're really enthused about it. Listen, you either have faith or fear. You can't have both. You've got to have one or the other. And both of them demand that you believe in something you can't even see. Both faith and fear demand you believe in something you cannot see. Face it. Walk right up to it. Say, get out of here. You'll like yourself a lot better.
Bob, this next question, you talked about decision and the importance of making a decision right away. Why is that?
When you decide right away, it's you that's doing it, not your paradigm. When you play around with it, well, the paradigm comes up and it takes over. Paradigm won't help you go ahead at all. Paradigm will stop you from moving ahead. Paradigm wants you to stay where you are. You've got to step out of the paradigm and get out and do the thing you've never done before. It's a big deal, but you can do it. And you want to make up your mind you're going to do it. You're not going to let the paradigm control you anymore. Do it fast. Make a fast decision. You see, the only prerequisite is, do you want it? Do you want it? If you want it, go after it. See, if you want it, you're in harmony, you're on that frequency. And the more you step in, the more you start to weld, form, become one with the frequency. Everything you want is already here. When you want it, that's you're saying, I recognize I'm in harmony with this frequency. Now, it may be scary because you've never gone there. Step up to bat and do it. And you will, and don't let money stop you. The money, you'll always find the money. You will always find the money. And don't let time stop you. You'll always find the time. And you're going to always find the help.
Question I have for you is, how do you get emotionally involved with an idea?
Well, you let yourself get emotionally involved. It's make-believe. Get Nat King Cole's song, Pretend. Play it. Pretend you're already there. Pretend. That's the magic of the imagination. It's like Van Gogh was asked, how did he do such beautiful work? He said, I dream my painting, and then I paint my dream. It all starts in the imagination. We've got to use the imagination to take us where we want to go. This company is nothing but the manifestation of the imagination of a group of people. Build the picture of exactly how you want to live. Take a pen and write it out in the present tense. I am so happy and grateful now that. What did Earl say? This great dream, this surging dynamic thing, invisible to all the world, except to the person who holds it, is responsible for every great advance of humankind. That's how we build the world. The cities you're living in, the cars you're driving, the clothes you're wearing, it starts in somebody's mind. Start in your mind. Build your world. Do what you want. Live the way you want to live. If you can tell me what you want, I can show you how to get it.
How do you focus and manifest your desires when you have negative people in close proximity to you?
Oh, well, that's pretty common. First of all, you're not an exception to the rule. Most people have people who are negative on different degrees of negativity in close proximity to them. You've got to be able to control your thinking without reacting to them. You respond to them. When they're negative, you can respond. You don't react. When you react, you're letting their negative in and you're fighting it. Respond. Just say, that's interesting, and keep on going. Make up your mind, nothing is going to slow me down. I'm not going to let what's going on outside control me. I'm going to pick out some real good sources of getting good information, and I'm going to make them happen. Now, that's exactly what I did with this. I used to play these in the car. If you think that's not dangerous, going around playing a record in a car while you're driving, it's not a smart thing to do, but I did it. I kept listening to the records, the recordings. And if you keep playing these over and over and over again, you should go back and go through. There's something here that I've said that's just the key to cause you to take off. What was it? Through repetition, you listen, you're going to get it. Everyone that follows what we're saying is going to win. Because we're dealing with the laws of the universe, and the laws don't change. Well, when you build an image in your mind and hold that image, that controls the vibration you're in, which controls what you act, it controls what you attract, and it's the attraction that changes the results. It's got to work. It works every time. And I know when it's not working, it's because I'm not working it properly.